It's going to play out in that LeBron James is going to come back for the second half, what we call the second half, last 25 games, and play great basketball. The Lakers are healthy now for the first time. Well, hopefully they'll stay healthy. I'm predicting this. Remember, Rondo's missed 34 games. Brandon Ingram's missed 11. Lonzo's missed 10, of course, in addition to LeBron. So with Lonzo back, their defense improves, and the Lakers make the playoffs. Here, look, I think they will be back in the playoffs, meaning the top 8 seeds, by early March. 5 of their next 7 games are very winnable. They start with Houston on Thursday, but then they've got New Orleans twice. They've got Memphis, and they've got Phoenix, and then they've got a tough game, obviously, against Milwaukee. But I think if they can go 5-2 during that stretch, and even if they lose to a bad team, maybe they'll beat Milwaukee or Houston. But if they can go 5-2 during that stretch, the Clippers are 8-11 over the last month and a half. Everybody's talking about how well they're playing. They are coming down. They traded their leading scorer, Tobias Harris, and another starter in Avery Bradley. And Sacramento, their next 4 games, get this, Golden State, Oklahoma City, Minnesota, and Milwaukee. So I'm telling you, the Lakers could be in the 8th seed within 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, and I think that's what's going to happen. I'm hoping they can push to the 7th seed because then we'll see some really exciting postseason basketball. So the Lakers are going to make the playoffs, and Rob Parker's going to owe me a pair of Jordans.
No, really? Here we go. Yeah, we got a big Jordan bet, but I'm not buying on that. And Chris,
wait a second. What kind of Jordans? I want to know.
Yeah, we're looking at like $300 minimum, right?
Oh, good.
An expensive
Well, that's a skip. Of course, that's if LeBron stays healthy.
That doesn't make any sense.
All bets are off if he gets hurt.
He doesn't want the bet to stick.
There's no chance if he gets hurt.
If LeBron misses or they built in the excuse for him. But, Chris, I'm telling you right here, right now, no way, no how do the Lakers make the playoffs. And they haven't been good with or without LeBron. That's the part that kills me. Here you go. You're like, oh, yeah, they're going to do this. Everybody's going to be good. When? LeBron has been back for 6 games. He sat out 1 game, but he was 2-3 in those games. Have you seen the defense? They're giving up 129 points. LeBron's playing no defense. They lost to Atlanta where LeBron had a triple-double, had to play 43 minutes, and they couldn't even win that game. Against teams with winning records, the Lakers are 12-19 this year, and in their last 25, 15 of those games are going to come against teams over 500. If you just do the math, that's a 6-9 record. They have put themselves in such a tight spot. Everything has to go right. Sacramento has played well all year. I'm not buying on them to just bail out. And I know you're hoping that the Clippers want to hang on to their draft pick so they'll tank the season. I got all that. Go look at the Lakers' last 5 games. The Lakers' last 5 games are against all playoff teams that are currently in the playoffs right now. So they will not have an easy finish. They will miss the playoffs. And you'll go back to 3 games that they lost when they lost to the Knicks here in L.A., they lost to the Cavaliers here in L.A., and that game in Atlanta. Those 3 games will be the reason why they don't make it, Skip.
Rob, I hate to tell you this, but you're wrong again, and you're going to lose yet another bet. And by the way, I think you owe me now 2 more dinners.
I owe you 2. I bounced back for a minute.
So I'm with Chris Broussard on this one, and I'll tell you why, Mr. Broussard. I was pleasantly surprised by how well the Lakers played all the way up through Christmas Day when they were 20-14, 6 games above 500. And I thought LeBron had left about 6 games on the table through the first 34 games that I thought he should have been able to close.
I don't disagree with that. Hey, we talked about it earlier in the season.
Hey, I liked the way they were playing. I liked the way Lonzo was playing off LeBron. I liked the way Kuzma was shooting the ball with such conviction because LeBron James was passing him the basketball. I liked the way JaVale was, for a while, it looked like he was going to be the defensive player of the year. And early on, I liked the way LeBron was actually engaging on the defensive end. But it's impossible for me to believe that LeBron James, even if he goes and sits on the bench when they're playing defense, that LeBron can't, on offense, carry this team to the 8th spot in the playoffs.
What happened in Atlanta, Skip?
Okay.
I'm just asking you. Did he not have a triple-double
first of all,
play well?
Atlanta is playing better than you're giving Atlanta credit for, because Trae Young is starting to surprise me. Again, I'm a Doncic guy, and I would have taken him in a heartbeat over Trae Young because Trae's just too little for me, and Trae can't play a lick of defense either. But he is surprising me with how well he is clicking and igniting that team.
But coming off that loss to Philadelphia, where they gave up all that was a game they were supposed to get well, and they couldn't do it.
Here's the X factor for me, and Chris and I talked about it a little earlier in the show. Is LeBron pouting at all? Were they forcing him somehow? Did he feel forced to come back prematurely with his groin injury? I don't know, but I didn't love his body language in the games at Boston, at Philly, and then at Atlanta. Is it possible that the kids on the team, knowing full well that LeBron was ready to ship 5 or 6 of them to New Orleans for Anthony Davis, have not quite made peace with that because they're new to the business, and it is a big business, and they haven't quite come to grips with the fact that our star player didn't really want us in the first place? Can they overcome that and get on the same roll that they had in the first 34 games? I still think they probably can. And again, it's not too much to ask of LeBron James, even in his 16th season, to at least get to the 8th spot. My original prediction was they will finish 8th. And then I amended that when they got to Golden State on Christmas Day. I thought they could finish 7th. And to Chris's point, if they do finish 8th, even though Rob Pelinka said after they stole that Boston game because of Rondo's late heroics.
You mean his first ever game-winning shot? Okay.
First ever. But remember what Rob Pelinka said that night after the game, full of euphoria and maybe something else? But he said, I wouldn't want to face us in a 7-game series. Well, that sounded like he's throwing down the gauntlet to Golden State. Really? But again, my prediction before the year started was they're going to finish 8th, and they're going to get swept by Golden State again, or LeBron's going to get swept by Golden State for a 2nd straight year. And it's starting to shape up that way, because if Derek White comes back for my Spurs, I don't know, most people don't even know who he is, but he is turning into a star point guard for my Spurs. I don't think they can catch the Spurs if Derek White's foot is okay, and he's having all kinds of plantar fasciitis problems, but it sounds like he's going to be okay. So I'm saying 8th seed, playoffs, Rob loses yet again.
Skip, here are a couple things, too, that work in the Lakers' favor. I know you'll like this first one. Lonzo Ball, and I've been critical of his offense and all that, the foul shooting, the three-point shooting, lack of aggressiveness. But defensively, he is a very good defender. He's long,
he's a savior.
He's got good instincts, and they like to switch everything.
They do.
So he's great for that because he can guard multiple positions. When he's on the floor, they're a top 7 defense in the NBA. When he's off the floor, their defensive rating is 118. To put that in perspective, Cleveland is last in the league with defensive rating at 114. So without Lonzo, they've been horrible defensively. That should improve. And then remember, they also added Reggie Bullock and Mike Muscala at the trade deadline. I'm not saying they're great or they're saviors, but they can shoot the three-pointer. And that's what the Lakers need.
Look at the last 3 guys you just mentioned that need to come and save LeBron James and the Lakers. I'm not buying into any of it, because as long as LeBron James doesn't play any defense, they're not going to win. And I get it. He's long in the tooth, 16 years. You can't ask other players to pull up their sleeves and dig in when the biggest guy and the best player on the planet is unwilling to do it. So I'm not buying that, and they haven't been good since he came back. That's why I don't buy into this unless all of a sudden they've already given him the built-in excuse with the groin. This is so that if they lose a couple of games and they fall out of it, they'll say, oh, well, LeBron, and we're going to sit him a couple games, and then that'll be the reason why they didn't make the playoffs, because they built in this excuse for LeBron. And I'm not buying it whatsoever. They won't make it because they're not good enough.
Rob Parker, you realize the Lakers get to play what's left of the Pelicans 3 times down the stretch in the last 25 games?
And they might. Did you see what the Pelicans did the other night in a game without Anthony Davis? Did you see that, Skip?
I saw.
All the Pelicans have to do is beat them one night, and that will alter that. You want to count those 3 wins? I'm not counting them. I've seen the Lakers with some stinkers this year. I already told you. Cleveland, New York. After the Knicks beat the Lakers in L.A., the Knicks went on to lose 18 straight.
So I'm going to say this, Chris Broussard, one more time. I believe that whatever package got offered to Dell Demps when he was still running the Pelicans, if that package did actually include Lonzo and Kuzma and Ingram and Big Zoo and, I don't know, 2 first-round picks, maybe 1 and something else, but that wasn't just a good package. That was a great package, because I do believe in these kids if, in fact, they still believe in LeBron. So that's your only X factor, Rob Parker. Are they going to quit on LeBron because he quit on them?
I think the way these trade offers went is that it was like, look, take 2 or 3 of these guys. You know what I mean? Like, they weren't going to give them 6 players, but it was like, take any 2 or 3 that you want. But let me ask you this, Skip. Would you rather, I know it's only 1 player, but would you rather have that package from the Lakers, take a couple of those guys and some draft picks, or Zion Williamson from the Knicks if they get that top pick, and maybe Dennis Smith Jr. or somebody like that?
Okay, I hear you on Zion, because that cancels everything out. Sure. I'm just saying I believe in all those kids. And I still believe the cupboard is not bare, as Rob just pointed out, in New Orleans.
Why do you believe in the kids when LeBron was gone, they went 6-12? That's the reason that the Lakers are in the situation that they're in. Had they just played 500 and tread water when he was gone, he wouldn't be in this spot. I'm not blaming LeBron totally, but when you come back and you don't have any wiggle room, 1 or 2 bad losses could be the difference on why you don't make the playoffs. And we saw it with Atlanta.
Did you see what Kyle Kuzma did in the Rising Stars game? Did you see what he's done?
Were they playing defense in that game?
Okay, no, but you can just see he's got guts. He's got no conscience guts. And I love to watch him shoot the rock, because when he gets going, he can flat shoot it. And Brandon Ingram is a huge talent. And I know he's just still finding his way, but I'm going to say it one more time. Lonzo can be transcendent because he's got a unique skill set and a unique vision you cannot teach or coach.
You're going to keep Lonzo on the court when the game matters down the stretch. He can't make any free throws.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't have him on the court. But you know what? I want him taking big three-point shots, because he's made a bunch of big threes for this team this year. I still say, if you gave me all those, and I like Big Zoo. He's a uniquely skilled big guy. What is he, Chris? 7'1", maybe 7 feet. And again,
he was their best offensive big.
He was. And if New Orleans could rebuild around Drew Holiday, who's just a flat-out stud, a two-way player, really is a 2-guard. He can play the point some. And you still got Julius Randle, then you'd be right back in business. And I agree with the point Rob made, that they just beat Oklahoma City just on sheer, just sort of
no way they should have won that game.
They just said, let's just do this. And again, will they be a dangerous game for the Lakers 3 times? But the Lakers should beat them 3 times. So that's going to do you in again, Rob. Sorry to tell you.